Boston, the Boston area in Massachusetts, USA. For those of you who are outside of the United States, I'm not sure how many might be chiming in from outside of the US or from other countries or other continents. But Boston is on the eastern side of the the east coast of the United States. And I've been practicing Sahaja Yoga since the 1980s and have been fortunate to spend some time with Sri Mataji during the 1980s and part of the 1990s, which was a tremendous experience for me, and became quickly convinced of the of the efficacy of Sahaja Yoga. And the foot soak meditation we're going to be doing today is a cleansing meditation. Again, if there's anybody who needs a little bit of reminder, we do have a slide here, which gives you an idea of how we practice the foot soaking. And we're going to be doing that. We're going to start that in just a couple of minutes after we just do this little introduction here. And we are going to be talking about the Mooladhara chakra today because there's this weekend is actually a special sort of festival dedicated to the aspect of the divine that is related to the first chakra, the Mooladhara chakra. And so it's very appropriate for us to be talking about that today. And the topic is the light of innocence. So, because innocence is the primary quality of the first chakra, of the Mooladhara chakra. So, a couple more minutes for people to get their foot soak ready. And if you have any questions, please feel free to chime in and check in, or you can put your questions in the chat as well. And it's nice to see so many people here. It's really, really wonderful to have you all here. Many of you, I think, are probably familiar with this meditation and are familiar with the technique of foot soaking. So we'll just wait another couple minutes till we get started in proper and make sure this, check and see if anybody has any questions or comments, or I see people are sending their greetings in the chat, which is nice. Very nice to have you, all of you here.
Thank you, Christine, and welcome again, everyone. It's great to see many of our returning participants and also those who are new to the side room today. Welcome. Wonderful to see you, Chris, Melody, Zulema, Mira, Mati, Della, and many others. Thank you for joining. And Christine, would you like to go over the bandhan procedure before we begin the foot soak?
Sure. See, most of you have probably learned this method already. This is the way we usually start. Hang on one second here. Just clear my screen. And most of you have learned this method of raising the Kundalini. So the Kundalini is the energy at the base of the spine, which is awakened and rises through the central channel of our body, which is in the vicinity of the spinal cord. And these gestures that we use helps to awaken and activate the Kundalini to rise all the way to the top of the head. So, and we usually start our meditation session and end our meditation session with this method, with these gestures. So we'll go ahead and do that now, or we'll start our meditation. So raising the Kundalini is you wrap your right hand around your left hand, and as you do that, you raise your hands, both hands, to above your head, where you tie a knot, a symbolic knot. And we're going to do that 2 more times. Raising the Kundalini, activating the Kundalini to rise within our system. And you could tie 2 knots the second time if you wish. And then one more time, and we tie 3 knots above our head. So this is the gesture for raising our Kundalini, for activating and getting it going, that we use at the beginning and end of our meditation. And the second gesture that is called a bandhan, which means a bond of love. It's a protection that we put around ourselves. So we start with our hand open on the left-hand side of our hip, and our right hand draws an arc over and back, over and back. We do this a total of 7 times around ourselves, creating this sacred space inside which we can meditate. And then we can go ahead and start with the foot soak. So bring your foot soak bowls. I have to bring mine a little bit closer. And what we want to do is we're going to give vibrations to the water. We're going to give the energy of this Kundalini, the energy that's emitted by the Kundalini, which we call vibrations, which we can also feel on our hands. We're going to give those vibrations to the water. So if you can't see when I do to my own foot soak bowl, but I'm going to use this spiral movement, this circular movement, and point that towards your water, with the left hand receiving the energy and the right hand pointing towards the water to activate the water with these vibrations. And inwardly we can say, please may this water become activated and vibrated to be effective for the cleansing technique, for cleansing my system. And we're giving vibrations to the water. And I have to step away for just 1 second to close a door, and I'll be right back, and then we'll continue. Okay, at this point now, our water is vibrated and ready to go, and we can put our feet into the water. Both feet into the water, and we'll open our hands on our lap. And we're going to go through a meditation process which is intended for cleansing our centers. We're going to start by leaving our left hand open on our lap and putting our right hand towards the earth. In this way, we can cleanse the left side channel of our emotions and our past. We accept and absorb the vibrations through our left hand, and through our right hand, we are releasing any negativities or obstructions, any impurities that are on the left side channel. And we can inwardly say that may my left side channel become cleansed through the powers and through the qualities of this Mother Earth. Please may my left side channel become cleansed and clear. We sit like this for a few minutes to allow this process to take place. We can even address the Mother Earth. Mother Earth, please absorb all impurities and negativities from my left side channel. Mother Earth, please may this left side channel be cleansed through your powers, through the qualities of the Mother Earth, the ability of the Mother Earth to absorb and remove anything that we want to release from our left side channel. Mother Earth, please cleanse and balance my system. Now let's bring our right hand back to our lap, and we're going to use a different gesture for cleansing the right side channel of our future and our activity, mental and physical activity. We're going to take our left hand and point it towards the sky with our fingers pointing upwards and our palm facing backwards. And this allows any excessive heat from the right side to be cleansed into the air element, the ether element. It's like we're creating a little chimney through which we're releasing any impurities or negativities from the right side channel. And we can inwardly ask, use the affirmation that please, through this air element, through this ether element, may my left side become completely cleansed and cooled down. May any negativities on the right side be released into this air, this ether element. We'll sit like this for a few minutes to allow this process to take place. And then we can bring our left hand down again. And we're now going to put our attention into the center. You can see in the diagram the central channel, the third energy channel, which is the channel of integration and evolution. So we can bring our attention into the center of our bodies, and you can actually use just one hand to again raise the Kundalini. This is a simplified form of the gesture of raising the Kundalini to help us bring our attention into the center, to help us bring our attention onto the present moment. And ultimately, we would like our attention to rest at the top of our head, beyond our thoughts, we can ask the Mother Kundalini, please keep me in the present, bring me into the center in a state of balance and integration. Please may I go beyond all thoughts. Please may I go beyond all worries, all doubts. Mother, please take me into the state of meditation, of thoughtless awareness. So we can now gradually, we can open our eyes and we can finish our foot soak technique. I like to sweep my hands down from about the level of the heart, sweep my hands down the left and right channel, down my legs, and push out any remaining negativities, any remaining obstructions, push it out into the foot soak water. You can do that if you want to. Just one last movement of cleansing and releasing anything that we want to get rid of from our channels. And then at this stage, we want to rinse our feet with whatever you might have available for rinsing your feet off into the foot soak water. I'm going to do the same here. And I think that then we usually take a couple minutes to dispose of the foot soak water into the toilet, flush it down the toilet. And we will then reconvene in about 3 minutes once we've completed that step. And we'll have a little bit of discussion about Mooladhara chakra, and then we'll listen to a lecture, the teachings of Sri Mataji on this topic, and we'll take it from there. So let's reconvene in about 3 minutes. Welcome back, everyone. So we're going to talk for a moment about Mooladhara chakra. As you can see in this chart that we have before us, actually, well, it's fine, that the Mooladhara is the first center, which is located below the Mooladhara itself, which is it's located below the Kundalini. So it's the support of all of our system. It's the Mooladhara actually means the support of the root. So it's at the root of our system. You can see that the quality is that of innocence. The primary quality is that of innocence. And everything that goes along with the innocence, such as wisdom, innate understanding, intuition, and also purity of our attention. Because innocence is a quality that is very awakened and active in children. You can see some of the qualities are listed here on this slide. It controls all of the excretory and reproductive functions of the body on the physical level. But the eternal and indestructible qualities is actually the innocence itself, which we're going to hear more about in the talk of Shimadaji. You can see that the balanced Mooladhara establishes the innate qualities of innocence, wisdom, discretion, having a good memory, a sense of direction. It's a quality that's established, that's fully active in animals, actually. That's why animals can, particularly birds, can tune into the magnetic forces of the earth and can, travel thousands of miles without getting lost. That's a similar quality to this wisdom that is awakened with the activation of the Mooladhara chakra. And we cleanse the Mooladhara chakra by sitting on the Mother Earth or by using the foot soaking technique. And especially by steadying our attention and not letting it be influenced by outside forces that take us away from that innate quality of innocence. Innocence is actually never lost, but it can get covered up, it can be clouded, it can be confused, it can be obstructed. And so we just need to release anything that's getting in the way of our connection to that quality, that essential quality of innocence and purity within us. So I think we can go ahead and listen to the lecture of Sri Mataji, where she explains this in much more detail, very, very beautifully. She refers to the qualities of innocence, and it's a power actually that flows. So this light of innocence, how this can bring us all the benefits of the Mooladhara chakra.
As I told you yesterday, the light has innocence. But this is innocent without knowledge. But your light is innocent with knowledge. We always think that the people who have got knowledge can never be innocent, can never be simple. And the idea we have got about innocence is that an innocent person is always deceived, can be befooled, and can be always taken for granted. But innocence is a power. It is a power which protects you, which gives you light of knowledge. Knowledge that we have in the worldly sense is how to exploit others, how to cheat others, how to make money out of them, how to make fun of others, how to look down upon others. But the light of innocence is the light by which you know that love is the highest thing. And it teaches you how to love others, how to care for others, how to be gentle about others. It also gives you the light within. It's just the other way around of this avidya that we have in this world. Just the other way around. The avidya outside teaches us competition, how to put the other person down, because it has fear. It is insecure. This knowledge is not secure at all. If it had security, it would not have behaved like this. But the light of innocence knows everything. It has no fear. When we say children are innocent, we mean to say that they have that power of innocence. Many times people have noticed if a child falls from a height, he doesn't die, while a young man may die with a much smaller height. And the child is not afraid while falling. He just enjoys as if there's a parachute coming down, nicely. And then when he falls down also just gets up, laughs, smiles at everyone. He doesn't understand why everybody is worried. Because in that innocence he knows that he's looked after. He's protected. He knows that there is a power which is much higher than him, and he does not have to worry. Then we start putting ideas into the head of the child. And that is how he starts losing his power of innocence. And he becomes a coward. He becomes a cunning fellow. He becomes an unrighteous personality. But still we would say that the innocence of children is innocence of ignorance. In a way, because they do not know the dangers of life. But the light of innocence knows all the dangers and also knows how to get rid of it. Also knows how to be away from such a person. There was a wise man who was going on a staircase. And there was a stupid man coming from the other side, foolish man. So foolish people are always aggressive. That is one of the signs, because they have inferiority complex. So the foolish man says to the man who was coming up, he says, one had to move on one side. So he says, I don't move for fools, the foolish one says. So the wise man says, I do, and he moved. That's how the light of innocence tells you how far to go with a person, how far to talk to a person, how far to indulge in another person's personality or his problems. Otherwise he deceits. He understands that this gentleman is a stupid fool, so I move for a fool like that. He doesn't pay attention to such a person. He doesn't bother about such a person. This is the light of innocence which gives you discrimination. How far to go with others? I love a person. There are many, I love him. All right. Another person may kick you, may hit you, may trouble you, may become absolutely, horribly possessed, but still you are just mad out in love with that person without any self-respect. This comes because there is no, you may be innocent in a way, in a worldly manner, but you are not enlightened and innocent. When you are enlightened and innocent, then your innocence is a power which gives you, first thing is discretion. Supposing you take a light in your hand. Now you know whether it is a snake or a rope. But if there is no light in your hand, you cannot see. But even supposing it's a snake, you might run away. Or if you are a stupid fool, you will say, all right, come and bite me. I would like to see how it works. Children are there. But if you are an enlightened person, then you will tell the snake, now let me be alone, all right? Bye-bye. And the snake will know and it will go away. Or if the snake is a sinister one, you may just look at the snake and snake might run out. So this power of innocence is a very, very important thing. And that comes to us through our enlightenment alone. So we are, say, in a state which is ignorant and innocent. Innocent and ignorant. Then people are no more innocent nor ignorant, but they are not enlightened. They become cunning. If they don't have both the qualities, they are neither ignorant, so-called, they have got knowledge, they are good at everything, they are well-known people for their intelligence, brilliance, everything, so they are knowledgeable, so-called. So such people we could call as the people who have got the knowledge in the worldly sense. But they have no innocence. So they start devising methods. The innocence which is there, which puts a little control over such a mind, is lost. Because they think innocence is stupid, They don't respect their innocence. So they start maneuvering people, doing violent things, doing harmful things, saying nasty, sarcastic things. All these things the brain starts working. Because it cannot get back to its innocence. So we don't like such people later on, we don't want them. Then they develop ideas that we are higher people, we are chosen people, we are better people, then they develop all these ideas. Then they all of them club together. So ignorance is added as a so-called knowledge, you see. Inside is completely ignorance, outside is knowledge. And added up like that. They do not want to seek there inside. And they are satisfied with their outside so-called knowledge. And they go ahead with it, and once they break their heads, then they realize, oh God, what was it? Inside is all darkness. with all the windows closed hermetically and the sun shining outside. We have to have light inside to see for ourselves what are we, what are our powers, how far we can go, how we are working out ourselves, our lives, our aims. Now the enlightenment, as the enlightenment you see here is of these lights, is manifested within you as vibrations, as Chaitanya, as light. So the Chaitanya itself is the light. But the difference between this light and that light is such that this one will only tell you as far as your eyes are concerned. It will tell you that it is a stone, or it is a wood, or it is a house, or it is a face of a man, anything, this light. But it won't be able to tell you whether this person is good or bad, whether this house is vibrated or not, is auspicious or not. So it doesn't give you auspiciousness, the idea of auspiciousness. So we are talking of Ganesha's innocence, which gives us sense of auspiciousness, and ourselves also makes us auspicious. This is how the Chaitanya itself is enlightenment. Chaitanya itself is enlightenment. It relates to you all the knowledge which it has. Now imagine what a micro arrangement it is. That the Chaitanyas which are small, small, like you can say little round valayas, small, small ones, they have intelligence in them and discretion built in them to tell you whether a person is good or bad.
So, as for yogis, you can celebrate, you can't push yourself in on.
We can meditate for a few minutes. If we happen to have a little music, we can have silent meditation for a few minutes to absorb the teachings of Shrimataji. So let's bring our attention inside. And let's actually bring our attention onto the first chakra at the base of the spine. Shrimataji described so many qualities, all related to this innocence, this light of innocence, which is actually what we're feeling when we feel vibrations on our hands. When we feel the cool vibrations, we are feeling this innocence. We are tuning into this innocence. So let's meditate on that quality. And also notice that this chakra actually has 4 segments. We call them 4 petals, like the petals of a flower. And each of the different petals imparts a slightly different version of this quality of innocence. And we can put our attention on the 4 separate petals. We'll start by putting our attention on the petal which faces downwards towards the Mother Earth, and which gives us complete harmony and balance. And we can actually ask that, Mother, please give me the harmony and balance. And the purity that comes with the enlightenment of this Mooladhara chakra. The left side petal that faces towards the left side grants us this pure joy that's associated with the clear and enlightened left side channel. Pure joy and compassion, and also the recognition of divinity within us. And the petal that faces towards the right side and towards the right side channel gives us the pure knowledge and the wisdom, the quality of pure knowledge and wisdom, and also humility. And we can put our attention on the right side petal for a few moments. And then we can bring our attention towards the petal that faces and points towards the top, points towards the Sahasrara chakra. And this gives us the awareness of the integration of the spirit. And the awareness of the collective nature of our meditation, a collective consciousness, which reaches its fulfillment in the Sahasrara chakra. So this petal faces us towards our evolution and our integration, points the way to a Sahasrara chakra and the state of thoughtless awareness. So all these qualities are contained within this Mooladhara chakra and are contained within this power of innocence. They are awakened through this power of innocence. So we can inwardly ask, and Mother, please may all of these qualities of the Mooladhara chakra be awakened within me. And may I become more fully and fully aware and integrated with these qualities. Let's use our right hand to bring our attention into the central channel once again and raise our attention to the top of our head. Let's place our right hand on the top of our head with the center of the palm right on the crown of the head and give a massage clockwise direction. A little pressure to this center, this Sahasrara center. And then bring our right hand above our head and feel for the flow of energy above our head in the form of a cool or a warm breeze. Get a little bit closer, a little bit further away. Let's bring our right hand down and feel now with the left hand, feel for this flow of energy above our heads. And then when we bring our hand back down, we can leave our attention at that point above our heads. As we meditate, we can check and make sure that we're physically relaxed also. If necessary, we can take a couple of deep breaths to help ourselves relax physically, because this helps the Kundalini to rise more fully within us if we can be relaxed, physically relaxed, emotionally relaxed, mentally relaxed. And the Kundalini, the movement of the Kundalini relaxes us also, if we allow that, if we let it. We can slowly open our eyes if we've had our eyes closed. We can also meditate with eyes open if we have a focal point such as a candle, or also the photograph of Shri Mataji acts as a focal point because it emits vibrations. And let's complete our meditation today the same way that we started, with the gesture of raising our Kundalini. Wrapping our right hand around our left hand as we raise our hands above our head and tie a symbolic knot. Once more, the second time. And then we raise our Kundalini a third time. And tie 3 knots above our head. And then we put the bandhan. So the bandhan is going to help us stay in the state of meditation throughout our day. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we can bring our hands into the center of our being. And say thank you to our spirit and thank you to our Kundalini. Thank you to Shri Mataji for this knowledge. And thank you to all of you for joining today. I hope if you have any questions, please feel free to unmute